Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's OpenONU Adapter Go call. Thanks for joining. And as usual, the call is recorded and will be published on YouTube. So please be mindful of the comments and the information that you share with the rest of the team. The first topic is a continued investigation of the behavior of the restart of the OpenONU container. I know Mahir was supposed to review the Python version, but he's not on the call, at least not that I don't see him. So I'll give the floor to Holger. If you have done something with that, please do share it.
Regarding the reconciliation of the flows, I'm currently working on the story. The story is in our epic. This title is Reconciled Treatment for Existing Flow Configuration. Mm-hmm. And actually this is a new functionality which was missing at the Python adapter, as you said. And there's some restructuring necessary of data and so on, but it's on a good way. So I'm optimistic to finish it probably this week. And furthermore, last Friday and Thursday and Friday, I've been able to reproduce the DT flow configuration resulting in the transparent VLAN rules. And therefore, I was able to test and adopt code extensions to support multiple incremental flows in parallel at the UNI. And this patch is in review since Friday, and according to my understanding, this could be submitted. So perhaps we can have a look at it.
I didn't see the review. Is this this one? I might have missed it.
You have gave it a +1, but it's not submitted yet.
Yeah, no, I didn't recall. I didn't recall doing it. I thought we already merged this.
Okay, I thought you will wait for additional comments. Yes, I don't know.
that is precisely what I wanted to have. I wanted to have another opinion on this. So if anybody has some time, I'll give it a couple of days. And if I don't hear any comment within a couple of days, I'm just gonna go ahead and merge this. And so I'll do a final pass, but if Oldsger, you have some time, please do take a look at this and do review this, because this is really related to also opening it up to other workflows. So Olger, you said that this works with the DT workflow, right?
Yes, it works with the DT workflow.
Have you tested with AT&T or Turk Telecom workflows?
No, it was a default one. This is the AT&T, right?
The default one is the AT&T, yes.
Yeah, so this is the one we have currently in the Jenkins job. This is also working, and also with hand-configured DT workflow. It is coming up to OMSI flows pushed. And, yeah, and I saw also the transparent VLAN flows in the ONUs.
Yes, the AT&T workflow really works pushing. So whenever you see OMCI flow pushed, it means that it sends one equal flow. What I'm asking is, did you test the subscriber for AT&T?
Yes. Yeah, that was manually intervention during running this test case with the DT flow setup. You have to go into the ONUs and to add the subscriber, and then the test case is finishing. But actually, the flow check is failing because it is not yet adapted to the DT scenario. Perhaps Thorsten can say more.
No, that's fine. I was asking about the AT&T subscriber. Have you tested that? Did you
actually? No. I have to admit that the subscriber I only tested with DT currently.
Fine. I think we can have them as incremental patch. It's not fundamental to have them right immediately working within this patch. But I think the next step, as soon as we merge the existing DT1, is having a test, which we could borrow the existing test. Let's come to that. But the next two steps are this one, so subscriber test for AT&T, which is the same VOLT add subscriber access command, but with starting the system with AT&T workflow. And the same needs to be done for the Turk Telecom. So bring up the system with the Turk Telecom workflow. It just changes the SADIS config and changes a few parameters. It's all in the docs. And so you start that one and you do the VOLT add subscriber access also for Turk Telecom.
Okay. Do you want us to have separate test cases for that, or do you think we can reuse something?
So we do have, so hold on, we do have test cases for all of this. So if we say that we are capable of testing the subscriber for these three workflows, we do have sanity tests for all of these, for AT&T, DT, and Turk Telecom. You don't have to write anything. It's just a matter of using it. There are a couple of keywords. One is there's 3 keywords in the Volta system tests, which is perform sanity test DT and sanity test AT&T and sanity test Turk TT. Let me get those for, there we are. In utils.robot, there are 3 elements. Let me maybe get them on you on. You see here in the Volta system tests repo, in the libraries, utils.robot, and you search for perform. This one is the AT&T one. This one is the DT one, and this one is the Turk Telecom one.
Okay, this is triggered by the normal sanity suite, or?
No, so these are triggered with Jenkins jobs. We can put them in the existing Jenkins job that you have. You would have to probably provide a file, but you already do that, I think. Because you see this hosts is what matches the input and the output to test with. So what my suggestion would be for you, Torsten, to take a look at these utilities, and these are the ones that you would have to use. If you want to see how these are used, my suggestion would be the bbsim patch test. Let me check how these are. So whenever you submit a patch within the existing Gerrit for a cord, it runs 3 tests. Okay, let's pick this one. It's just mine. Oh, it doesn't have tests. Let's pick this one. Okay, so Jenkins runs 3 tests under the sanity test verification job, and these are the and these are the TT, DT, and AT&T tests. So this specific one is run through a pipeline, which is in the CI management repo. So let me show you an example of how that is done. There is this pipeline which is called Volta bbsim tests.groovy in the CI management. Let me show you an example of that one. So if you go with here in here, you go into the JJB folder pipeline, and you find the Volta bbsim test pipeline. This is what runs those three tests that I mentioned earlier. So in theory, whenever the Turk Telekom, Deutsche Telekom, and AT&T workflow are supported, we could just move over or at least extend what is there with this pipeline. The important bit that you see here is this one. Stage AT&T workflow, stage DT workflow, and stage Turk Telekom workflow. This is how we currently run the tests.
Is it also possible to run a subset because Turk Telekom we never dealt with currently, and I think there could be some problems?
Yes, what you could do is you could add, for example, let's say we start with DT, you could add this piece, this stage to your pipeline, your CI management pipeline, that the OpenONU Go pipeline, and just this one. Adding this one should just test Deutsche Telekom.
Thorsten, is it clear to you what to change?
I never changed the CI pipeline, so this is very new for me. I thought that we should create a new target in the makefile for each of the workflows.
But the interesting thing is that the Volta system tests already has a target for bbsim with DT workflow. So you don't need to create another one. You just need to run it on top of your OpenONU deployment. Because the test is already there. You don't have to write a new test. You see what I mean?
I understand it. Well, of course.
So you have this one, which is the one it's running right now on the OpenONU adapter. What I would suggest is that after this stage here, that runs your current set of tests, which I would leave, I would add this.
Mm-hmm.
You could maybe not deploy Volta if you deploy it with the proper flags, or just redeploy it entirely. No big deal. Just redeploy the whole thing and run the sanity kind DT. The important bit is that you should set whenever you deploy kind of Volta, you should set this as you do here. So in here, you should add to the extra Helm flags somewhere here before this, like probably here, somewhere here, like 299. When you copy it, you should add these as you do here. And like the same thing here, basically. And then you see it's the same Volt up thing that it does over here. And no problem. When you do the change, we can help you with this. We can try it out. We can. I have capability to have custom retries on the test patch sets on Jenkins, so we can try this out. No big deal. Don't worry if you're not like 100% on this. Just push the patch and we can test it. But the idea is that you would have to run this test, because this, what the sanity test does, if you check here, let's take the DT one. It goes through all the, well, it checks that ONOS has every port. It validates the OLT device in ONOS. It checks the NNI ports, and then it checks the ONU port, that the ONU port is enabled. Then it does add the subscriber for you, so you don't have to do it. Then it checks that there are the proper flows for DT and they are in added state. It verifies the meters. In ONOS, this is going to be unrelated. It's just OLT business, it's not ONU business. But you're not going to run this has data plane thing. And it checks the ONU device ID in Volta. Then it verifies the count of the flows, total count of the flows per subscribers. It verifies the flows in Volta, and it validates the OLT flows and the ONU flows, and that's it. It's done. Bare minimum.
That's fine, Andrea, but I think we have to do our manual tests with robot first before we put it in the CI pipeline. So we can use this test with DT and so on. And if it works, we will do the second step to modify the CI pipeline.
Totally fine by me. It's just I think you can run the make target that it's run here against a deployment before adding it to the pipeline, for sure. That's part of the testing and debugging stuff. So I would say just take it over there and run the make and see how it goes.
Okay.
This just saves you a lot of work, because you don't have to rewrite the test.
No, that was not our intention to rewrite tests.
So there you go. Can use that one. Okay.
But it was very fast. So if you could write the links in the document.
Bear in mind, this is recorded and published. So if you want, you can always go back and look at it. But
right.
Let me copy the links on here.
Do we have the recording link already in the invitation?
I will publish it on YouTube. I'll send the link out. And it's usually, if you look at the, I didn't put it here. I'll add it here. Sorry, that's my bad. Make a note of that. Done. Okay. And if you want to translate these into Jira stories, Torsten, please do it. I know you guys are very good at this and keeping track of the work that you guys are doing. So I'm just gonna leave it to you. Translate whatever you think it's good in a story, and I think it's gonna be it. Okay.
Okay.
Before I go to the next topic, let's just finish up the restart. So, are you gonna push a patch, Holger, to support the restart?
Yes, the reconciliation, I think, it will, the next patch will support then the reconciliation also until the flows are configured. Before it was only supporting reconciliation up to the tag profiles. But the next step is, as I said, are the flows, but some reconfigure or some refactoring is necessary to do it in a coordinated manner. This is the next patch, upcoming patch.
Okay, and how did you solve the ATCD thing, storing the values? How did you solve that one? I know that was a discussion some time back.
Yeah, with Girish. Yeah, we came to the conclusion that we don't store duplicate data because the OLT flows are completely different from the ONU flows, and now the flow configuration will be stored in the already stored ONU configuration concerning the tag profile. I have extended the corresponding structure and will save now all the data needed in the ONU area, which is already set up for, as I said, for the tag profile.
That's perfect. That's great. Thanks.
So we need no interface change for this.
Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So as part of the effort for the flows, I think that Ozge, who's on the call, is gonna start working on the multicast workflow for Turk Telecom. Ozge, do you want to talk a little bit about it? And what next steps are you taking?
Yes, sure. Hi, everyone. You know, this multicast service has two steps. The first steps add multicast ME into OMSI libgo, and you know, I sent these changes and merged. I don't remember task ID. The second steps create a multicast ME after tag profile Golang. But I should check the code base because Holger and Michael merged many patches and I need to read Go adapter code again.
Yes.
I can say that because of multicast workflow.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that sounds good. So the idea is that you're going to start taking a look at what it takes to create the MEs after the tech profile is downloaded. Is that right?
Yes, yes, right.
Okay. So
Andrea, the multicast TT workflow is not part of the standard TT workflow, or is it?
It is. But
okay.
The problem is that some of the MEs, as Oscar was pointing out, were still missing, and it was not considered, I think, when you guys implemented the tech profile downloaded, that you needed to install also the multicast MEs. But it's okay. I mean, it's incremental work. So Odzge, she can take a look at this and look at the state of things and what needs to be done, and just increment the work that you guys did. It's okay. It's no problem.
But it could be that also the OMCI lib has to be changed, right?
I think that was already done.
Okay.
Yes, already done.
And let me know if there's any missing MEs in the code-generated library. I think I've got most of the multicast ones in there, but they're, you know, just let me know and I can address that if needed.
I added 3 multicast ME. This is multicast GAM interworking TP, multicast operation profile, and multicast subscriber config info.
Okay.
Okay. So should we expect a patch from you, Odzge?
I don't know actually. Firstly, I need to read code base, and I hope I will this patch in the 2 weeks. I don't know.
That's fine. I don't think we have a immediate timeline for that. There's no rush. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about a time frame, that discussion that I had with the TST and Surf in particular a little bit later. But I think if you start working on it now, it's plenty enough that you can create the patch whenever you can.
Okay.
Okay. So on the note of the timeline that I just was talking about, so we would like to get this OpenONU Go swapped in the deployment for the Python version within the 2.6 release. So that is the target goal that TST has asked. I do believe is doable because we are targeting code freeze on December the 10th for Volta 2.6. So what does that mean? It means that by December the 10th, we should have all the functionality to be capable of at least say that we are compliant with the current deployment. So the functionality is done. It doesn't mean that it has to work 100%, because after that, we then have a few more weeks to straighten out bug fixes. So I think it is doable as a target, especially when Michael comes back, and if I put in some work myself and we get some help from other folks, I think we can do it. But I would like to hear everybody's opinion on this. Do you guys think that we can have a working system with support of the functionality that we need by the 10th?
No, at least all the straightforward functionality, but I would not say that every error handling and so is very sophisticated, and probably I don't know, some metering stuff and so on. I don't know if it is doable, but the straightforward functionality should be available. That is also depends on real tests, which has to be done probably in October or so.
Yes.
Real traffic tests.
Yes, so that's a very good point that I need to discuss within ONF. We should probably, as soon as at least one of the workflow passes sanity test, we should schedule a nightly job that uses the OpenONU Go on a physical pod.
There's one issue comes into my mind.
Yes.
There was a fault report or a JIRA raised by Michael,
Yes.
that the RW core has a problem
Yes.
to respond so fast on the requests. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember the Jira. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's probably this should also be tackled before doing some load tests with this. This was
Yeah.
already seen with 64 ONUs, this issue.
Let me put that here. I think for that, what we need to do is we need to schedule a job with BDSIM and a successful passing sanity workflow, for example, the DT workflow, and put it into the scale pipeline here. Oops, sorry, that's my bad. So what we should do is that we should move this test to have the DT workflow testing, and that should show the failure that you were talking about. And at that point, we have a pretty consistent way of reproducing it, seeing it fail, and fix it.
That is a question if you really see it fail, because the machine is very fast. I think he saw this issue on the notebook when he tested it on a notebook, but I don't know. Probably we have also in the field some less capable machines, because I don't know if the real pods are so strong as your Jenkins installation or your Jenkins hardware.
That is our suggested deployment.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So it is true, but it's still worth investigating nonetheless.
Okay. The Jira number is also in our epic when you want to copy it into.
I'll talk with Theo about this and what he thinks we should do. What was the constellation? 64 by 64?
8 by 8.
8 by 8. Oh, it was, yeah.
As said, probably is worth to include the Jira.
Yes.
You can see it in our epic.
Yep. Getting it as soon as Jira collaborates with me. Seems not to be very fast. No, okay. Just give me 1 second. I'll fetch the story.
It's 3462.
3462. Yes, this one. Yep, got it. Yes. So I'll talk to Girish and Matteo about this and see what we can do. And this is just with the initial AT&T EPOL flow, or does it show only with the DT workflow?
No, this was a AT&T initial, I think, because Michael had some issues last week before his vacation to set up the DT workflow. So okay. I think that this was a normal AT&T flow.
Okay, sounds good. That's perfect. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yes, that's something that needs to be fixed. So what I'm gonna discuss internally. I need to bring this up with Saurabh and Suchitra, but I think we can easily do this. I think we can create easily a pipeline that starts with the OpenONU Go adapter. We did this in the past for the OF agent in Go, and we can run it on one of our hardware pods, so we can see the status of things in that within that realm of hardware test. Should be no problem. So when you say that error handling might be missed, does it mean that we're not going to be capable of running the whole battery of sanity tests that we have at the moment? Not sanity tests, like end-to-end tests. Sorry, I expressed myself badly.
No, I think I am thinking on special error situations where timeouts occur and something like this. We will work on this, but it's a question if this is already fully tested out and so on. I don't know what is the real scope which will be tested with the 2.6 also. Load and stress tests with chaos monkeys and so on, or not?
That's a good question. Not for now. We might introduce an OpenONU restart test based on the reconcile that Torsten is working on. We might do that. But the tests that I aim to have working are these 30 tests. More or less, it might be 32, 34, maybe we introduce a few more, but these whatever tests that we have here are the ones that we care about. In particular, for the OpenONU Go, there are not that many specific to the adapter, to the ONU Go adapter. There's one of this one. There's a one that reboots the ONU physically. We might introduce the OpenONU restart here. There's a failure in the core, but this just, functionality-wise, you just need to make sure that we support disable and enable, disable the ONU, delete the ONU, and then delete the OLT, validate authentication and disable the ONU. These are the tests that I would like to have running. Like handle the ONU reboot whenever there's a physical reboot, meaning a power off from the plug of the ONU. These are the things that I would like to have running. And whenever we schedule this job here, we can extend the tests more and more and see it fail. Okay, it fails, let's fix it. So I think this is a really important step. And we should probably, as soon as the flows pass, we should probably start doing this, meaning have the sanity test for at least one of the workflows and run the rest of the tests for that workflow. We have like DT is a little less, so it's like around 25 tests for the workflow. We just run them all. And okay, what's failing? This, okay, let's fix it. So we should prioritize elements based on test failures. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Is it also possible to access the pods remotely and do particular tests manually or start them manually?
We would have to coordinate that. We would have to coordinate it. We don't have such capability at the moment because these are really meant for, let's say, ONF testing. It's okay. We can. I can take it internally and see what we can do. I have access to all of them, so I can do it. So we would be working very closely on that. I might not be able to give you direct access. Something that would be very interesting if you guys can do it is run this in your lab with your stuff.
Yeah, currently I have to figure out what is the status of this pod installation.
Yeah,
we haven't cared about it yet currently.
Yeah, but what I mean is, I know that there is an OpenOLT, an Adtran OLT adapter there. And I know it's being tested on some hardware. So
I think we should make some adjustments on the OpenONU adapter. I think to support this, also to support our ONUs and so on. But probably it's doable.
I mean, the existing Python version, I was told it works with your ONUs, right?
But then I think they had to do some changes. So I think isn't there some kind of whitelist which ONUs are supported? But I have to have a look. We have to look.
Okay, then maybe let's take a look at that and see what's going on. And that's an option, because there you have complete control.
And we would introduce some more uncertainties or variables. Yeah. So a working pod would be good.
Precisely. Okay.
And one additional question: do we have some kind of MT2 tracers to trace OMCI communication at the pod between ONU and the Volta system?
The way I do it is I enable the debug log.
Okay, so you don't trace the real OMCI messages.
No, we don't have any of such facilities at ONF.
Okay.
We don't have anything that plugs into the pond and is capable of spewing you out the OMCI stuff. We don't have it.
One add-on here, what you stated, what will work in December. I would not formulate error handling might be missed. I would formulate error handling might be not by full extent or something like this. So there will be error handling, but probably not full blown. Probably some small issue or some issues are left. So it sounds like that there's no error handling at all. That is not correct.
Yeah, well, so I think this is a little bit generic at the moment. We don't know. That is what I'm saying. There might be some cases that we need to implement. There might be things that we might do later. So I think that the target is really to support all the tests that we do at the moment.
Yeah.
Those 30 tests that I showed you before. That is the target. And that is what we need to hit. So it is also fine like hitting the functionality by December the 10th and doing a little bit of bug fixing before the release. That's what we usually do during testing phases. But the idea is that by the end of the year, we would like to announce Volta 2.6 with the OpenONU Go adapter. Again, I think it's doable, and I think it would be an amazing target. So what I'm hearing is that it's possible, and we need to make sure we need some support on the testing side from ONF.
Yeah.
Okay. That's perfect.
Can you please add the link to these 30 tests also here in the protocol?
It's just going to be one of these. let's this one, it's gonna stay up until we release 2.6. So just look at this one. It's the one Ticon 4 gem. It's okay. These are the 30. DTs is a little bit less, but it's fine. There's a little bit, couple of lesser tests. These are the ones.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, perfect. Great. So I did not have any other topic on my agenda. Do you guys have anything?
Not yet. No.
No.
Okay. Then if not, thanks everybody for joining, and I'll take action items that I wrote down to myself. Please do review the Garrett patch from Holger that includes the extensions for the flows, and you guys know what to work on. If anything on the tests, anything, just ping me and I'll make sure to be available and reply to you guys. And if there is any help, we can always jump on a call. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Andrea, one very small question.
Yeah, go ahead, Thorsten.
What was the date of the Volta 2.5?
So date of the Volta 2.5 is, the code freeze was September the 10th. The release date is scheduled to be September the 30th. And that's the same thing as we do here. That's why I said December the 10th, because at December the 10th, we would like to have code freeze. Then we take about 3 weeks, count Christmas, so make a couple of weeks instead of 3 for testing. Because before we call a release official, we need to see green, as this one was for all of AT&T, Deutsche Telekom, and Turk Telekom tests on our pods, both on GPON and XGS PON. So that's why we take 30 minutes. That's why we take 20 days more than the code freeze. So we code freeze 20 days before the release. Does that make sense?
Including Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, including Christmas. So to be honest, that I haven't talked to Suraf. That could slip a little bit. The official release date would probably be January the 1st or December 31st. But you know, there's vacation around there. So even if it's January the 6th, that's probably no problem. It's probably no issue. But it's around, so the 10th is code freeze, with release targeted for around 1st of January. Make sense? Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later, and I'll share the recording. I'll send the link out. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.